share something with you that came to me this week. In our culture, there is emerging a new mythology. And it's exemplified by our Autumn Teatsart, our apprentice, teaching a class on the 42 ideals of Ma'at, who is an Egyptian deity that represents unity consciousness. And it seems that all mythologies now, from ancient cultures that have existed over eons of time, all of their mythologies are being brought into the mainstream of culture and appreciated and derived wisdom from. And in Unity, we've always taught that there's truth in all teachings. So we welcome this broad, eclectic mythology that is now becoming mainstream in culture. So let's... So I got this topic from my own behavior in my home. I have several people staying at my house who are temporarily homeless. And I call them out whenever they go negative. And I started to realize, hey, I'm acting like the negativity police. You know, and then I sort of thought, hey, maybe we could sell buttons. Negativity police. Nobody, oh, you like that now? Okay. But if we really understood how powerful is the energy that we emit, we would be far more careful about what we choose to give power to. Here's some examples of how we give our power to lesser energy, to weaker forces. By saying, you know, I just can't handle fill in the blank anymore. You know, that is an illusion that you're creating. You are sourced by infinite power. You are a spiritual being, eternal, perfect, whole, and free. So to turn to this limited idea, I just can't handle any more of this rain, I just can't handle, you can. You can. And that is the affirmation that you can be saying. And that's what we use the daily word for. Every day, the daily word gives you a positive thought to set a tone, to set a consciousness level for your experience for that day. Another one is, oh, that is a shame. We're making something mean, something negative, something unfortunate. We really have to hold ourselves to the intention that there is good in all experiences. We can't change what happens, but we can control how we see it and how we react to it. Another negative attitude that seeps in is, I don't know why people don't treat me right. What an abdication of responsibility. Everything that happens to you is drawn to you by consciousness. How people show up in your life is an effect of the cause of how you show up. How about this? She's got to realize that, whatever. I notice people doing that with their children, parents doing that. You've got to realize that you can't expect a blah, blah, blah. A child doesn't really, or anyone doesn't really respond to a limiting belief, an ultimatum, a perception of them as trying to do less than the good. The perception of each of us for each other has to be, I see in you the Christ coming forth in every possible way. You know, at this point it may seem simplistic, but it isn't. It requires great humility to be vigilant over our thoughts and feelings and arrest the negativity. Now, here's something that I think is a discipline that I really want to encourage you to develop. It's not a logical thing. It's not where you catch, oh, that was a negative thought because it had the word not in it. Or, oh, that was a negative idea because it... No, if you feel the vibration, If you're sensitive to the energy quality, that's the fastest way to be vigilant, to transmit it, to let it go, to turn away from it. And here's evidence of how powerful is the difference between what we're calling negative energy and positive energy. All these things do not hold water scientifically, and I know that. I'm not trying to insist that I know what these things mean and it bears out in physics. It's not. It's more metaphoric. But how many of you are familiar with muscle response testing? When a person is asked for information, the information is given in the strength of their muscle response to pressure. If it's true, they're strong. If it's false, they're weak. If it's for their good, it's strong. If it's for their detriment, it goes down. It never fails. How many of you understand this? Many of you use this, to determine where to go, where to find the positive and the strong and the consistent energy to live from. Very important. When we notice an energetic vibration that is low, we have the power to transmute it into a higher level. How many of you knew that? We know it, but do we use it? You know, we might notice an energy of a lower level. We might notice someone being critical, someone being unhappy, in despair, resentful, all of those negative states. And we go, oh, I'm sorry they're lost in that negativity, but we have the power to transmute it to a higher level in ourselves and in our sphere of experience. So how do we do it? Jesus did say, resist not evil, but how many of you know that he did not say overcome evil with good? He did not say that. Paul said that in his letter to the Romans, and the letter to the Romans is one of the letters that Paul really did write. That comes right out of Paul's ministry. Some of the other letters were written by Paul's representatives later, but Paul's the one who said, resist not evil, but overcome evil with good. Now, Jesus said, resist not evil. And then he went on to say, if someone would smack you on your right cheek, turn the other cheek. That's how he followed the resist not evil idea. But I want to talk about overcoming. Overcoming is a powerful word and a powerful process and a wonderful salvation for us to embrace. Resist not evil, but overcome evil with good. And what does overcome mean? It means to win. It means to claim superiority over. We don't like to be arrogant or anything, but hey, positivity wins over negativity. It's stronger. It's consistent. It's coherent. It's eternal. It's universal. It's divine. And what is positive energy? Well, you can just shout it out. Give me some positive states. Who said that? Thank you. But I'm talking about, like love is a positive state. Gratitude, appreciation, forgiveness, peace, joy, creativity. In the book, by David R. Hawkins, I think it's called The Eye of the Eye. What is it called? He has a chart of the vibratory quality of different states. And that sort of has become gospel in the metaphysical circle, the way he got that was simply by muscle response testing. Well, what is shame? Is it a 30? Is it a 35? You know, he tested all that stuff out. I find that a little shaky, but it plays out to give us a wonderful gradation of the energetic quality of different emotions. And the lowest, most destructive emotion that he measured is shame. Not guilt, not hate, not fear, not resentment, but shame is the most painful, low energy feeling. And then, therefore, it is the most destructive energy to harbor in your energy field. We should not engender shame ever to anyone. It's very destructive. We should not indulge our feelings in those emotions that are low energy, that are negative. Emotions of resentment and despair, unhappiness of any kind. It's very destructive. It's very toxic. But we have the power to transmute that energy. And how? Overcome evil with good, with love, with kindness, with a smile, with generosity. Not with force, not with resistance, not with judgment, not with resentment, but overcome evil with good. I mean, we read in many of these New Age spiritual teachings to smile, breathe, smile, and go to your heart. That's so powerful. For as you breathe in the breath of God, you oxygenate and purify your whole body. When you smile, you totally change the energy that you're feeling and that everyone sees emanating from you. And when you go to your heart, you go to the seat of your soul that synthesizes healing energy at every level of your being. We have all of these things at our very fingertips. The power to transmute negativity, to overcome evil with good, to breathe, smile, go to our heart, to show kindness, love, generosity. We have all these powers to use. And what does it take for us to draw on them and use them? But merely the awareness and the commitment to be aware of every opportunity that we have to express these things. So make this a mantra that lives in you. Overcome evil with good. What beautiful words. Overcome evil with good. Amen. Thank you. So our statement today is, I have the power to overcome evil with good. And so to implant that in that subconscious realm of our awareness, where it becomes a very part of our existence. That is our intention in this time of meditation in the silence. That we may rely upon the strength of truth, the power of absolute good, the almighty love of the divine, always available, always moving in us and through us. So as we breathe deeply, as we relax our bodies comfortably and receptively, we snip the ties of our thoughts. We free ourselves to dwell in the peace, in the light. And so let us verbalize this statement of truth. I'll say it one more time. I have the power to overcome evil with good. Together, I have the power to overcome evil with good. And silently say that within yourself. And now abide in the silence. The divine reveals itself in all circumstances, in all beings. And we behold that divinity. We love it. We bless it. And we are free in it. And so it is. Amen.